For FDR, it was the New Deal. For Ronald Reagan, it was the Berlin Wall. All presidents have something they were remembered for. President Barack Obama accomplished many things during his presidency. One of the things he's probably best known for is the creation of the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. Al-Qaeda head Osama bin Laden was killed by United States Navy SEALs. Additionally, same-sex marriage became legal throughout all 50 states. Let's start by looking at the effects of the Affordable Care Act. The Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, perhaps better known as Obamacare, was enacted on March 23, 2010, in order to lower the uninsured rate by increasing the affordability of health insurance. Many significant provisions took place when the Affordable Care Act was signed into law, and the act is one of the most significant overhauls of the United States healthcare system to date. Major provisions include prohibiting insurers from denying an individual coverage due to pre-existing conditions, establishing minimum standards for health insurance policies, requiring all individuals not covered by a public insurance program to secure an approved private insurance policy, and granting low-income families and individuals whose incomes are between 100% and 400% of the federal poverty level federal subsidies on a sliding scale if they purchase insurance via an exchange. During the 2008 general election, Obama claimed that fixing health care would be one of his top priorities upon becoming president. In a remark and an address to a joint session of Congress in February of 2009, Obama announced his intent to work to construct a plan for health care reform. After more than a year, Obama signed the Affordable Care Act into law on March 23, 2010, and changes took effect January 1, 2014. According to a July study by the Commonwealth Fund, an additional 9.5 million people from ages 19 to 64 have obtained health insurance since the ACA was signed into law. Now let's look at Obama's role in the death of bin Laden. On May 2, 2011, United States Navy SEALs killed Al-Qaeda head Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. The raid on bin Laden's compound was launched from Afghanistan, and U.S. forces took bin Laden's body for identification. They then proceeded to bury the body in the North Arabian Sea, still within 24 hours of his death in accordance with Islamic tradition. On March 14, 2011, Obama met with the National Security Council to review their options and how to defeat bin Laden. One of Obama's top priorities was proceeding quickly to ensure that the mission, codenamed Operation Neptune Spear, was not exposed. After briefly contemplating a bombing mission, the president put the plan on hold after he was informed of the number of civilians that would be killed in addition to those in the compound. He eventually decided on a helicopter plan, also asking Admiral William H. McRaven to equip the team in case they needed to fight their way out. According to the New York Times, the Air Force had a full team of combat search and rescue helicopters available. On April 29, 2011, Obama gave the final orders for the raid to take place the following day. Lastly, let's look at how same-sex marriage laws changed during Obama's presidency. Same-sex marriage became legal nationwide during Obama's presidency, starting on June 26, 2015, after the Supreme Court ruling of Obergefell v. Hodges. In Obergefell v. Hodges, the Supreme Court held in a 5-4 decision that the right for same-sex couples to marry is protected by the Equal Protection Clause and the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. James Obergefell and John Author were a same-sex couple that filed a lawsuit when Ohio, their state of residence, refused to recognize their marriage. The couple wanted the Ohio registrar to identify Obergefell as Author's surviving spouse on the latter's death certificate, as he was terminally ill with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. When the majority recognized that banning same-sex marriage was unconstitutional, the court declared that it was the fundamental right of a same-sex couple to be granted the same rights as any other couple in regards to marriage. Obama has also personally argued for the rights of gay Americans. During his second inaugural address on January 21, 2013, he marked the first time in history a president has ever mentioned gay rights or even used the word gay in an inaugural address. In a remark by the president on the Supreme Court decision on marriage equality, Obama said, "This decision affirms what millions of Americans already believe in their hearts. When all Americans are treated as equal, we are all more free." The effects of what Obama has done will last well beyond his presidency. People were granted health insurance, bin Laden was killed, and same-sex couples had the right to marry, all under Obama's terms as president. Regardless of one's personal views on Obama, his achievements as president will have lasting impact.